Hello and welcome to our channel, where we dive deep into the stories shaping our world. Today, we're retaking a closer look at a nation that has been in the headlines for years, Venezuela. What's really happening inside the country under the Maduro administration? We'll unplug the noise and explore the complex realities on the ground, going beyond the political soundbites to understand the human side of this ongoing crisis. This isn't just about politics. It's about people, resilience, and a nation's struggle for its future. So let's get into it. Venezuela, a country once famed for its vast oil wealth and stunning natural beauty, has been grappling with a severe and multifaceted crisis for over a decade. The situation is incredibly complex, with deep roots in political, economic, and social issues. To truly understand what's happening, we need to peel back the layers and look at the key factors driving the current state of affairs. One of the most significant challenges has been the country's economic collapse. Hyperinflation has rendered the national currency, the bolivar, almost worthless, making everyday life a constant struggle for millions. Imagine your life savings disappearing overnight, or the price of bread doubling in a matter of hours. This is the reality many Venezuelans face. The minimum wage, even after several increases, often isn't enough to cover basic necessities for a family for even a few days. This economic turmoil has led to widespread shortages of food, medicine, and other essential goods, creating a dire humanitarian situation. At the heart of many of these issues is the allegation of widespread corruption within the government and state-run institutions. Critics and international observers point to systemic corruption as a major factor exacerbating the crisis. It is claimed that billions of dollars from the nation's oil revenue have been mismanaged or have disappeared over the years. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It has real-world consequences. When funds meant for public services like hospitals, schools, and infrastructure are diverted, the entire system begins to crumble. Hospitals lack basic supplies, from antibiotics to surgical gloves. Power grids fail, leading to frequent and prolonged blackouts that disrupt daily life and cripple businesses. Water systems break down, leaving many without reliable access to clean drinking water. This decay of public services isn't just an inconvenience. It's a life-threatening problem that disproportionately affects the most vulnerable populations. The perception is that while the general population suffers, a select few have enriched themselves, creating a deep sense of injustice and fueling public discontent. The human cost of this crisis is perhaps most visible in the mass migration it has triggered. According to the United Nations, over 7.7 million Venezuelans have left the country in recent years. This is one of the largest displacement crises in the world. People are leaving not because they want to, but because they feel they have no other choice. They are doctors, engineers, teachers, and laborers, all seeking safety, stability, and a chance to provide for their families. They often embark on perilous journeys, crossing borders on foot, by bus, or in makeshift boats, facing immense risks along the way. This brain drain has a devastating long-term impact on Venezuela itself, stripping the country of its skilled professionals who are essential for any future recovery. For neighboring countries like Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, and Brazil, this massive influx of people has strained public services and created significant social and economic challenges. Yet, it also tells a powerful story of human resilience and the desperate search for a better life against all odds. Another critical piece of the puzzle is the role of international sanctions. The United States and several other countries have imposed heavy sanctions on Venezuela, primarily targeting its vital oil industry and key government officials. The stated goal of these sanctions is to pressure the Maduro administration to change course and restore democratic processes. However, their impact is a subject of intense debate. Supporters argue that sanctions are a necessary tool to hold the government accountable for human rights abuses and the erosion of democracy. They believe that cutting off revenue streams weakens the administration's hold on power. On the other hand, critics, including some humanitarian organizations and economists, argue that these broad economic sanctions have a devastating effect on the general population. They contend that by crippling the oil industry, the backbone of Venezuela's economy, sanctions have worsened the economic collapse and deepened the humanitarian crisis. It makes it harder for the country to import food, medicine, and other essential goods, ultimately harming the very people they are meant to help. The reality is likely somewhere in between, with sanctions being one of many interacting factors contributing to the country's dire situation. So, where does the political landscape stand today? Nicolas Maduro remains in power, supported by the military and key international allies like Russia and China. The political opposition, once united under figures like Juan Guaido, who was recognized by dozens of countries as the interim president, has become fractured and has struggled to maintain momentum. Attempts at dialogue and negotiation between the government and the opposition have been sporadic and have so far failed to produce a lasting resolution. The international community is also divided on how to approach the situation. While some countries maintain a hardline stance with sanctions, others are exploring avenues for diplomatic engagement. This political stalemate creates an environment of uncertainty, making it difficult to implement the long-term economic and social reforms that the country so desperately needs. For ordinary Venezuelans, this means the daily struggle continues with no clear end in sight. They are caught in the middle of a complex geopolitical struggle, all while trying to navigate the challenges of their everyday lives. Amidst all the hardship, it's crucial to talk about the incredible resilience of the Venezuelan people. This is a story that often gets lost behind the headlines of crisis and political conflict. In the face of immense adversity, people have found remarkable ways to adapt and survive. Informal economies have flourished, with people bartering goods and services to get by. Community networks have become lifelines, with neighbors helping neighbors share food, medicine, and information. Many have turned to entrepreneurship, starting small businesses from their homes to make ends meet. There's a vibrant cultural scene that persists, with artists, musicians, and writers using their craft to process the crisis and maintain a sense of national identity and hope. These are not just stories of survival. They are acts of defiance and a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. It's this resilience, this refusal to give up, that holds the seed for Venezuela's future recovery. Looking ahead, the path for Venezuela is uncertain and fraught with challenges. A sustainable solution will require a multifaceted approach. Economically, the country needs to tackle hyperinflation, stabilize its currency, and begin the long process of rebuilding its productive capacity, especially the oil sector. This would likely require significant structural reforms and international assistance. Politically, a genuine and inclusive dialogue between the government and all sectors of the opposition is essential to find a peaceful and democratic way forward. This includes ensuring free and fair elections where all Venezuelans can have their voices heard. On the humanitarian front, unimpeded access for international aid organizations is critical to alleviate the immediate suffering of the population. And finally, any long-term solution must address the issue of justice and accountability for corruption and human rights abuses to begin the process of national reconciliation. It's a tall order, but it's the only way to build a stable and prosperous future for all Venezuelans. In summary, the situation in Venezuela is a deeply complex web of economic collapse, political conflict, international pressure, and profound human suffering. It's a crisis driven by years of alleged corruption and mismanagement, exacerbated by international sanctions, and resulting in a massive exodus of its people. But it is also a story of incredible human resilience and the enduring hope for a better future. Understanding this reality requires us to look beyond simple narratives and appreciate the many interconnected factors at play. Our goal today was to provide a clearer, more nuanced picture, to help you understand the real story behind the headlines. The path to recovery will be long and difficult, but the strength and spirit of the Venezuelan people remain a powerful force for change. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope this has given you a more comprehensive understanding of the complex situation in Venezuela. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more content that goes beyond the surface. We'd also love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to keep the conversation respectful and constructive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.